HBO's The Last of Us is likely the most faithful video game adaptation we've ever seen in TV or film, which is a very good thing that also comes with some notable downsides. Quality-wise, The Last of Us is outstanding. It features great performances from Pedro, Pascal, Bella Ramsey, and the rest of the members of its expansive cast, and while it's clear that HBO spared no expense to bring this critically acclaimed game to life, some of what made The Last of Us special in the first place has been lost through this retelling. For the most part, The Last of Us sticks incredibly close to the story that is found in the game. While there are some slight changes to familiar locations or characters, the HBO series faithfully adapts the same through-line narrative from start to finish. When The Last of Us is at its best, though, is when it opts to briefly shake loose from this mold and further flesh out this world in unique ways. None of these changes ever proved to make a drastic impact on the outcome of the story, but they were the moments that ended up being the most captivating. When HBO's The Last of Us isn't adding new wrinkles to its characters or world, though, it's sticking so close to the source material that it almost becomes off-putting. Seeing so many of the scenes from the game recreated with virtually the same shots, the same lines of dialogue, and the same outcomes feels hollow at times. That's not to say The Last of Us is bad, but it just feels like new actors were stepping in to play out identical scenes. As such, those with fresh eyes who've never played The Last of Us are likely going to get the most out of this show. The Last of Us also struggles with feeling condensed at times, as the episodic format still doesn't have enough room to breathe. The original version of The Last of Us found a way to flesh out and make you care for certain characters before they would reach their eventual demise. In comparison, the show's most tragic, emotional moments outside of the big one we saw in the pilot don't carry the same weight because they aren't given enough screen time. The Last of Us is to be praised for helping break the video game adaptation curse that has permeated for decades, but I also can't say that this TV series does enough to outshine the original source material. As such, I imagine that many like myself who are incredibly familiar with the game might not feel as much enjoyment with this retelling as they would have initially expected. For new audiences, however, The Last of Us is very much worth viewing, as its story is still gripping even when told through a new medium.